everyone, welcome! We are students from UNAD and this video is part of an assignment we are working in the course Didactics of Science, Group 9. Presented by María del Mar Guzmán, Joana Melanie Díaz, John Henry Acosta Méndez, and María del Mar Díaz Gómez.
Okay, hello. In this video, we will look at practical and powerful orientation for language learning, CLIL, content and language integrate learning.
CLIL includes learning a topic or teaching a subject and developing a language in one cohesive experience. It's a method that is gaining momentum around the world, and we think all new language teachers should know how it works.
We are going to explore the fundamental ideas about CLIL, discuss why it's effective, show you how to plan CLI lesson, and offer examples that you may use or adapt in your classroom.
So let's begin by answering a simple question. What is CLIL? CLIL is content and language integrated learning. This approach, students learn a school subject, science, history, geography, in second or foreign language, English in our case, but CLIL is not just translating a lesson into a foreign language. It's learning content in a second language while developing language capability in a connected and meaningful way. A fundamental aspect of CLIL is the CLIL 4 framework. Content, what the students learn. Communication, how students use language to express them and learn. Cognition, how students think and process ideas. And culture, how students understand and relate to perspectives. In other words, CLIL is more than language teaching. It can connect the students to real-world topics while developing learning skills and becoming thinkers and global citizens.
Now let's have a look at what makes CLIL a success. Why do many teachers across the world decide to take on the model? Okay, and first is that CLIL allows students to develop authentic language fluently. They are not used learning to recite in solid parts. They are learning to use the language to understand ideas, solve problems, and communicate with others. Second, CLIL exposes students to academic vocabulary. This is academic language that they would not usually come across even in a basic language class. For instance, revolution or environmental impact are good examples of this. Third, CLIL an application of teaching skills. Students are comparing, evaluating, and creating knowledge. This is an example of hands-on teaching. 4. CLIL promotes motivation. It guides students are real purpose for language learning because they are using the language to learn about something they are interested in learning about. Last, but not last, CLIL encourages students to become more confident and independent with the language. They start to see language as a tool rather than simply as a subject. This can change their approach to language learning both in the classroom and outside of it.
To make CLIL or CLIL work, we need to do more than just have a good idea. We need to have a good structure also. One helpful model was provided by Mayer in terms of the 6 quality principles for CLIL. The first principle is rich input, which is basically giving the students a form of input that are meaningful and challenging. For example, real articles, documentaries, posters. Also, we can use infographics or short documentaries. The second principle is scaffolding, which is supporting the students in terms of vocabulary. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to have the confidence to speak. The third one would be rich interaction and push output, which is the students they have they have to be able to speak and write. So in this way, they can express ideas. It's not just listening to others, but also participating. The fourth principle is the intercultural dimension, which is allowing the students to learn about the cultures and to learn more like about the perspective in global perspective. Um, this creates a respectful and an understanding point of view. The fifth principle is the higher order of thinking, which is related to the Bloom's taxonomy, which is giving them the instructions not based in basic tasks, but giving them like time to analyze information and making decisions from them. In this way, they can create new ideas. The sixth principle is the sustainable learning, which is iteration. Clearly depends on repetition and reflection and practice. So in this way, they can develop long-term retention. If we are aware of these best practices, we are going to be able to apply them in real context, and we can create a real experience for students.
Okay, now we are going to understand CLIL and have an understanding of why it works. How do we plan a CLIL lesson? A very useful framework is the CLIL pyramid. This will take teachers through the stage of developing content-rich and language-rich lessons. The first step is topic selection. This is the term, concept, or idea. It's important to select something which has relevance and interest for the students. In our case, for this concept, sorry for my voice, math lesson, we choose types of pollution and recycling. The second step is media selection. You can use video, shorts, articles, diagrams, podcasts, etc. that enrich both the content and language. We even include the vocabulary worksheet and short video about recycling. The third step is input scaffolding before asking students to do something with the topic. First, scale of their understanding of the input. This could be teaching key vocabulary, using visuals, and modeling how to read or listen to the input. Fourth is task design. This is when you create tasks for your students when you embed the communication and critical thinking for posters, lesson on recycling. Students create posters to illustrate why recycling is good for our planet. Fifth is output scaffolding. Provide the students with the output to express their ideas, for example, using sentence frames like this can be reused because ta 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 ta, or we can help environment by so on. Lastly, you can include CLIL workout or in 6 steps as follow-up activity. Could be a summary of learning for students, a quiz, or reflective activity on the topic. Following this process, you can have any teacher ready to develop a strong, a CLIL lesson, even if they are not expert in the content area.
Now, I'm going to give you some real examples of CLIL lesson in different subjects and languages. In first place, we can look at science class in English. After exploring the topic, the climate change, right? Students watch a video, read a short article, discuss causes or effects, and design an infographics. All the instructions was taught in English. As a second example, we have, I don't know, a history class in French. This group look at the topic, the French Revolution. They read primary documents, create timelines, and had a debate all in French. As a third example, we can investigate, I don't know, geographic in Spanish. This topic was on natural disaster, earthquakes, and hurricanes. They prepare an emergency plan and present it to the class in Spanish. These examples highlight the flexibility and creativity of CLIL. It is super adaptable and to any subject and any level.
I would love to mention some teachers. CLIL has many benefits which are not only for students, but also for teachers. For students, CLIL offers learning language in action, learning or learning, better communication and thinking skills, more confidence and independence, motivation because they understand the real purpose of learning. For teachers, CLIL provides opportunity to try new things, more dynamic and creative class, collaborative opportunities with subject area teachers, preparation to tackle 21st century skills. While it's not always easy to tackle at first, you will see the benefits once you try it.
In conclusion, CLIL or CLIL is not just a method but a mindset. It's about how we grow students by connecting language to content.
And also, you don't have to be swing for the fences of your first attempt. Even small CLIL activities can make a difference in your students' motivation, that is very important, and the comprehension.
So, take our parts, 6 principles, and CLIL pyramids and establish one idea for your own lesson. I am certain in result will amazing you.
So thank you so much for being our presentation, and I hope we have motivated you to give CLIL a shot and see what it can do for language learning. Good luck on your adventure in teacher. Bye.
Thank you very
Bye.
much. Bye bye.
Bye.